You used to call me on my cell phone.
Promise delivered.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to make this one better than Spotify right now. Because the player's going to play. Now we have what Spotify doesn't.
Exactly.
Aha. Well.
I mean, if by that you mean a pale imitation of Queen.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you recorded that, I bet you could put it on Spotify. They still don't have it. Ellie's crying. She's like, just shut up, Tom.
Not a fan of Taylor Swift or Drake.
No, that was me. I'm sorry.
Would you like some title suggestions?
Yeah, please.
All right, so we have Arsenal pitches data.
Works in so many directions. Nicely done,
YouTube has
Silverman.
some creators seeing red.
Mm-hmm.
I like drunk on assistance.
Wait, what does that mean? Drunk on assistance?
Isn't that personal, like virtual assistance?
No, because when you're drunk, I got it. Okay.
Yeah, you were saying that it was the same as being drunk.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of 2, 4, 6, 8. Data sets are really great.
I'll get the data nerds on our side. Ellie likes
Ellie likes that one too. Go, fight, analyze.
Aw, you will be miffed.
Aww.
That's funny.
14 seasons. You can catch them in reruns.
That's pretty amazing. No taxation without commoditization. This is nice. Witch stats.
'Cause it's witch stats.
Track
Just
ball.
crazy witch stats. Yeah, more Spotify for you.
Yeah.
We've got data. Yes, we do. We've got data. How about you?
Mebabyte ball.
Mebaball.
Mebaball.
Money sucker.
Mebaball.
I mean, the
It's
funny thing is
Mebaball.
that, like, they're what I think, and maybe I almost wish that that we could have gotten a little bit more into this, but I think the real fascinating thing about that Arsenal story is that it was them keeping data of like proprietary data.
I started to take us that direction, and then we got distracted. But that is really, really interesting.
Is that like it's not just like that now. If we live in a world where the Memphis Grizzlies said, no, John Hollinger, you are now our player personnel guy. You no longer write for ESPN because we really like your application of the per stat. Would the next move be, hey, we're scouring blogs to find the one kid, or we're buying these companies who have these.
That's how they got Bill James. That's how the Red Sox got Bill James.
But that's the thing is, like, now would the move be, let's not wait to see whether or not they become good columnists or they become people that are personalities that people want to follow. Let's just hire them immediately and make their knowledge proprietary, because this is still a closed league competition.
If data in sports gets even more popular, it'll make LL Cool J change his name to LL Bill J.
Oh, stop it. Jeez.
That was so many turns.
I know.
I was actually thinking that it's interesting, and like this is sort of more like hacking side, but what's the next step? Like there was already that report that there was one baseball team that somehow socially engineered a hack on another baseball team recently.
That baseball team was the St. Louis Cardinals hacking the Houston Astros.
Yeah, because they are.
Let's not try to pretend like Tom's trying to cover it up because he's a Cardinals fan.
A disgusting act that needs to be punished to the fullest extent of the commissioner's office.
And those people were fired already, too.
Right. And the question is, like, what the next level of integration of sort of computer awareness will there be in major American sports teams?
Well, I mean, I think that there is going to be a slow creep of just, as people in general get more computer aware, that's just going to follow. What's interesting now is how far regular technology and proprietary sports technology will kind of diverge. That it's not just you got sites like Football Outsiders, which just watches old tape and categorizes literally every move by the offensive guard, offensive lineman by offensive lineman, and derive stats from it.
And yet still, Bill Belichick was able to come up with a new play that involved the guy leaping over other guys and blocking.
No, that's okay. I was just having a thought about the fact that you do have all of these fan-run enterprises that look at all of this stuff, and people just as passionate about doing that because they enjoy it as people who do amateur astronomy. And the idea that you could have an open source data set for sports becomes really interesting when you look at like the idea of what is actually proprietary for a league. You know, if I'm watching the game that is an authorized broadcast and I'm logging those stats, can the league come in and say, hey, wait a minute, that's an unauthorized use of that viewing. You can't create valuable stats out of that. Only our authorized partners could do that.
Well, if anyone was going to try that, it would definitely be Major League Baseball.
Well, I'd say NFL is even worse, but
no. Didn't baseball try to?
They tried to crack down on fantasy sports.
Exactly.
And what the court said was the events of the game are not proprietary, and so you can't copyright the facts. Copyright doesn't apply to facts, but you can restrict the use of images and stuff like that. But the names of the people and what they did, you can't restrict.
Yeah, but that was
probably a precedent, but.
Yeah, no, I think the idea of people creating stats based on it, I think the leagues look at now as this is more publicity, more attention toward the league. Even if.
But what if the teams are like, wait a minute, we just spent £2 million buying a data analytics company, and we could have got data set. I mean, I guess it's the interpretation of the data that you're paying for, not just the collection of it. But this company, one of its values is that they have 500 people collecting the data. There may be a cheaper way for that company to do it, I guess.
Oh no, absolutely. And I think that there's a world in which you could just get paid X amount of money, pennies on the dollar, if you just kept every time you hit refresh and saw some play and said, did that guy kick the ball? Yes or no? Who kicked the ball? Did it go there? Yada yada yada. And you could create a lot of very, very valuable data.
Sports sourcing.
Yeah. What was I going to say? I had a point. And I
Open
forgot.
sports.
Open sports. Linemanix.
Sports.
Did you say linemanix?
Yep,
Nice.
I did.
Oh no.
I did. I've been with you guys for almost 2 years, and the pun starting to pour into my brain.
It's working.
Yes. All right, guys. I got to get back to my Portland existence.
All right.
All right.
Go tell Mayor Kyle McLaughlin hello for me.
I will.
Powell's.
I'll go to Powell's. I'll go to Voodoo Donut and get a Voodoo Donut.
Blue Star Donut's better.
You want to know why? Because Voodoo Donuts, as delightful as they are, and I love them, and everybody who goes to Portland, if you've never been to Voodoo Donuts, you should go to Voodoo Donuts. You can eat a quarter of one. They're all full cakes. You get oh no, I'm gonna get a dozen donuts.
No, I know.
That is enough for a 12 years worth of donuts. They are so gigantic.
Voodoo.
Any poop. I will see you guys.
All right. Have fun.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. The Blue Star Donuts in Abbott Kinney opened up yesterday.
Ooh.
Or
what?
opened up.
Why are we going there?
I opened up like 2 or 3 days ago. Eileen went there at 4 o'clock, and they were out of donuts.
Sure.
Like 4 p.m. or 4 in the morning?
4 p.m.
Okay.
They're open till 10 p.m. every night. They were still open, and they were apologizing. They're like, we're going to get better at estimating the demand.
Is it the first store ever, kind of their operation?
First store in L.A., I think.
Like, I've only been to one all-night donut store, and that's just Bob's Donuts over there on Polk.
I can't remember the name of the place I used to go to in Austin that was open all night.
I just remember it because it was the focal point of kind of the pimp wars of the mid to late '90s in San Francisco. Like there were a couple of drive-bys, and one of the pimps was shot in the doorway with his donut and coffee.
Tom, the next time I come to this side of town, we're going to Blue Star Donuts.
Okay. I mean, it's not too late to adjust, I guess. It's not that far.
Well, it might be a little late to adjust.
I don't know. As I get older, I love donuts, but the thing is, I love the thought of donuts more than I like eating them. I don't know if that's true.
You have to be really careful about when you eat a
donut. No. I love the thought of donuts, and I love eating them. It's how I feel after, I think. That's the problematic thing.
I don't know what it is, but as soon as I bite it, it's like, I kind of regret eating a donut.
It's when they're too oily that I get a little like, whoa. Like I have to be careful about which donuts I eat now.
We got a bunch of donuts recently. I'm trying to remember the store, and it was one of the few places that I've eaten donuts at that I did not feel. Oh no, it was in Modesto. It was this really odd place, but like we got a dozen.
Well, there's your problem.
Yeah.
It was a dozen donuts, and it's Modesto. It's sort of it's a kind of a culinary wasteland.
Yeah, it's your homeland, though.
I'm not going to say mean things about Modesto because I know people live there, and I think that a lot of them listen to this show. Well,
Roger's from there. His family lives there.
All right, so Roger has the permission to say anything about Modesto.
I can say crap about a place I grew up in.
I will say that every time I went to Modesto for CBS News, it was definitely for a murder.
So the thing about Modesto is the weirdest thing. I think I've told you this. I've had 3 shady things happen in my life. One is Gary Condit.
Mm-hmm.
He was our congressman. And I don't remember Chandra Levy because that whole thing was in D.C. or whatever. But I do remember meeting Condit. And then my mechanic at the time worked on the guy who bumped off those 3 women in Yosemite. He worked on his car. And the FBI had to talk to him. And then who was the other person? Oh, Lacey Peterson. She was a junior when I was.
That's all the times that I went up there. Although I didn't go up for too late for Condit. Someone else did that. But yeah, just when it goes bad, it goes bad in Modesto.
It's a very odd confluence of shady stuff that happens.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of shady stuff, we're gonna stop right now.
What title did we pick?
Oh, it's already up on the site.
Let me go look.
And I don't remember what I picked. Oh, Arsenal pitches data.
Okay, that's the right one.
Sorry, I forgot to say that. Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Adios.